Alright, hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. As you can see on the screen, we're going to be talking about Conqueror. I'm trying to get this video out, of course, to showcase a little bit of one of the matches I had. This is pretty much like my second match on Tempest. I've already switched back to Wizard. I've already unlocked all the essences. I've maxed out the mastery on Tempest, and you know, it was fun to play, and I did all the things. Not my preferred playstyle, not my preferred class, so to speak, as far as like, a lot of people are gonna be saying, well, a lot of people are gonna flock to it anyway, because it's the new, and it's the meta, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff, until there's any kind of balancing that might be in effect here. It's just gonna kind of be that way for a little while. I do have some thoughts and behind what needs to be adjusted, I think, overall, and I think they made it like a huge oversight with one of the mechanics to that new class. But anyway, this is about Conqueror. I'm going to show a match, the second match that I had, pretty much, and I was just kind of winging it. I in no way, shape, or form had the ideal set pieces on. I was still running the set pieces that I would run on my Wizard when I would run Weaver. I forget what I was... Oh, I was running a combination, I think, of Brawler on the Brawler tree in this one for Paragon. But the only reason I bring this up is right here. This thing will not reset before it ends. So we can't like get any more tokens from it, unfortunately. And same as the last time when we had Conqueror. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. Not enough of these event tokens, even if you complete everything. When you complete everything in Conqueror, for whatever reason, it's the same as it was the last time, which is 34 of 44. There's no way of getting it to 44. They need to throw in a couple more numbers on some of these tokens if they expect us to get this maxed out, because we never will. Okay? But anyway, back to the match. Let's go ahead and play it here, and we'll get things underway. Alrighty. Here we go. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead a little bit. Let me rewind it. There we go. Now, I'm not going to go into too much on the specifics of this, because it's, at this point, probably been done to death as far as builds go that they're out there. And honestly, I know as Habo says in most, a lot of his streams and such that I've been able to catch, is like, I'll just link a video, or you can even type it up in the search. I mean, there's plenty of videos out there on builds for Tempest at this point. And I just feel like it's kind of like redundant in a way to just kind of show that. Obviously, as far as PvP is concerned, I'll give my thoughts on this for Tempest, in that this might be a little too loud. Hang on. Let me just tone that down. You just really need to base everything around Flowing Strike. They made that skill pretty busted, of course, with the CC immunity and or breakout of CC, but you still have to time it, the usage of it, correctly. So that's one thing you have to remember. But yeah, just basically make your build around Flowing Strike, and of course there's plenty out there, and they made the Terror Rifts the only one time I think that they're actually beneficial at all, to be honest. Is getting the Flowing Strike gear from the Eternal armor that you can get in Terror Rifts. But I mean, good luck trying to get that RNG in your favor and to get those to stack, because the shield stacking is pretty busted too. But to give some a little bit more backstory, if you haven't seen my other videos before this, I mostly play Wizard class, so this is a complete 180 as far as playstyles go. This is definitely the Water Monk, as everybody's referred to it as, etc., etc. Now, in this particular match, I did switch later. the warband buff, I did change to Protector. I didn't use that here. I still have the attack one on, which honestly, it did help for the damage. Now in Conqueror, you only have 6 pieces of gear on, and the innate passive of being stronger against melee and ranged, same as what Monk gets at base, is what the Tempest, of course, has. And that's honestly, I've noticed, way huger of an advantage overall in more ways than people actually think it out to be. I found that out by doing the deluged plane, or the fractured plane, however you want to put it, on my other classes. They still factor in whatever your innate abilities or passives are as far as that's concerned. So I was taking more damage in there on my wizard, on my demon hunter, I think, as well. Actually, when I was running through there, I noticed, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so the innate passives really do make a huge difference, sadly enough. And I kind of think that's where things are a little, and continue to still be misguided as far as that goes, from the dev standpoint. But yeah, the idea with this build, I wasn't using it correctly all the time. I'm just kind of winging it. Like I said, this is my second Conqueror match. Flowing Strikes are usually ideal to jump in with first for the stun and the immune to CC. But you can always try to go in with Breaker with the shield from the pants. That way you can have a shield going in. You can start, and you can stack the shield if it if it takes too much damage. You can do Breaker again and get a shield back. The shield stacking is pretty much the name of the game anymore. Especially with, well, I don't want to say just melee class, I mean every class, unfortunately. Some have it way easier than others to have that proc. And then, of course, as you can see, the cascade with the stuns. I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit in this one if anybody's actually, made it this far into the video. I do appreciate you. My thoughts as far as what I think was kind of an oversight, obviously on the devs' part. The Zephyr clones. The whole passive Zephyr clone deal or whatever, none of the other classes got a passive of such nature. They're completely, their attacks go off with you, but they're for the most part AI bot clones. And they pretty much do their own thing. Now, I've done some more Battlegrounds recently since the season reset, and I've noticed that they're highly problematic. Honestly, if anything, they never should have been introduced. The class is fine on its own without it, with how they've already designed it. The Zephyr clones, I've noticed, will teleport to you, as far as fighting against one, way far away from the screen, and then you'll be getting there, and then they'll apply the dots to you, and other various attacks from. Meanwhile, the player that has procced those Zephyrs is way off somewhere else. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, this one I messed up. I popped all my cooldowns a little too soon while they were immune. I should have just bided my time on this one, but yeah. But yeah, in this build, it was, like I said, this is my second match of Conqueror, so I was just kind of winging it. But this is one of my more preferred once I start to get into the flow of it, so to speak. Squall for extra teleport and escape and mobility. The Breaker skill for the extra shield and dash as well. Flowing Strike, of course, for just being Flowing Strike. With the immune CC, get out of jail free card kind of thing, and then Cascade to conjure up, or when you have enough Zephyrs on the screen and kind of spread out for AoE stun. And then I went with Wind Edge, because that will also close the gap on a target for you in another form of a dash. And then I think I was using another essence to boost that up as well. But yeah, all in all, for the second match out of just trying something completely out of my, completely out of my comfort zone, I suppose I should say, it wasn't too bad. But again, I prefer caster classes. and I'm not really. I could care less about meta. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's like, yeah, well, that's why there's like 90% of the players out there right now running Tempest, and because they know what it is for what it is, and then they just abuse it to the fullest. And hey, you'll have that, and that's how it goes in these kind of ordeals. But yeah, and I will say, another thing about the Zephyrs that is an issue, they're unkillable, but yet you can target them. If they want to leave the Zephyrs in the game, the devs need to make them not targetable, because we can't do any damage to them anyway. It's one other thing that we're getting and then it also, I think it does play into how the game functions, and it screws up a lot of things, and I think that's where a lot of the bugs derive from when they put those in. So honestly, the class overall could have done without. It would have been fine on its own without these passive clone bots, basically. So, but like I said, again, if they're gonna leave them in, and then that's the end of it. I didn't get up before the end of it, but get the end screen here. But yeah, at the end of the day, if they're gonna leave them in, obviously at this point they kind of have to, because some people put on shepherds and whatever else, and they have builds that are built around the summons. I think they just need to make them untargetable, and that's all we can hope for at this point, to be honest. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. That was my second game that I had as Conqueror. I did go on to play a lot more, obviously, because I wanted to get all the event tokens done, and that was kind of a little bit of a chore, as it can tend to be sometimes with Conqueror mode, of course, because the servers and the parties you get are usually, of course, 50-50 like everything else in PvP, matchmaking wise and such. But yeah, I'm still a little disappointed that overall you cannot still, to this day, same as the last event center we had, you cannot get the 44 points. So they need to fix that for next time to make that a thing, because it's just disappointing. Like I said, it won't restart again. It'll end before it restarts, I think. It might. Actually, yeah, you might be able to squeeze one more day. I'm not sure. It might reset come Wednesday. I don't know, but I kind of doubt it, so I wouldn't hold your breath to that one. Again, hopefully, Shady Stock will not be bugged as it was the last time. They did say in a patch notes that I've seen somewhere recently that they had fixed it, but it was too little too late for the last event center. And seeing how this is going so far, I'm kind of skeptical. And their track record of fixing bugs, I'm very skeptical on as well. So try to make the most of Wild Brawl when it comes up next. Get all the event tokens you can out of that. And I'm pretty sure this one runs long enough to, or maybe not, but squeeze all the blood out of the stone you can for Wild Brawl when it comes up. And get all the event tokens to make up for, and brace yourself in case Shady Stock is broken again, to get your full token in the event center here for the 360 points. But anyway, until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves as always. Stay safe out there in the real world, on fire as always. One day at a time. That's all we can do. Until next time, see ya.